Black Warrant is such a dark, it's such a thought-provoking series.
Breathe life into it is the challenge. Also for me as an actor, to be surrounded by people like Vikram sir, who's a master of his craft today.
Because the half is done, you're halfway there now.
Yeah,
You can
so
feel
much is
it,
done.
right?
So much is done,
Yeah.
right? It's so immersive.
Yeah.
And that's the joy of working with such incredibly talented and dedicated artists, and technicians. And I would read the script, I would read every character, I would read everyone, but in that dialect, to try and just आदत बनाने के लिए.
Thinking unke
Yeah.
kaise ye
Yeah,
karenge.
so that became a real. So I'm so grateful that I had that time.
It's just your eyes, I saw the scene as well. The way it was shot, beautifully shot. And then,
And
your
all
eyes
on
did
me,
the
I was
talking,
so
like,
nervous, I was so
Really?
because I saw the edit also and Vikram sir, मतलब ज़्यादातर तो it's on me only. There's no counter cut.
Yeah.
यही है.
हाँ.
ना कोई background music,
Close up एकदम.
ना कोई हीरो की एंट्री स्लो मोशन में
Nothing.
बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक कुछ नहीं, खाली सुनसान बस बंदा आया बैठा है वहां पे और देख रहा है. Hi, my name is Zahan Kapoor and you are watching me on Midday.
That brings me to Black Warrant.
Yes.
You played Sunil Kumar Gupta, and what an amazing job you did.
Thank you so much.
Loved it. And I honestly cried.
Really?
Yeah, I did. It really got me. I mean, maybe I'm just sensitive and emotional, but the Saini Saab scene really got me. And it's just the eyes, your eyes, and they do the talking. And is it like something that how did you meet Sunil Gupta ji? Like, did you?
I met him very briefly before we started shooting. Very briefly, but मैंने उनके interviews देखे हैं, जितने सारे थे internet पे.
So did you like grab
tried.
some of his mannerisms, something?
Mannerisms less, his little bit yes, and little bit his way of speaking, his mannerisms little bit, but more to try and understand the essence of him. And it's difficult because there's so much of it is imagination. Because can you really know someone truly? You can't. It's very difficult. We have such a hard time knowing ourselves only. We're always surprised. So that I'm okay with. But it was more to get a sense of, look at how this man presents himself today, and to get a sense of him and his language and his culture. And then though it becomes serving the script. So I think the way the script was written, Satyanshu sir and Vikram sir had really crafted this world and this story. And to find this reluctant, unlikely protagonist in a very intimidating world that is fraught with danger, and someone who's seemingly naive and does not truly understand this world, yet for some reason believes in this power of compassion, in the power of doing what's right.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a moral obligation that the
Right,
character
right.
has in the way he has been brought up.
Right.
And to understand that, and then it's a challenge of will he sink or swim.
Mm.
He's been thrown in the deep end. So that's the
Right, right.
exploration. And then to try and breathe life into it is the challenge. Also for me as an actor. And to be surrounded by people like Vikram sir, who's a master of his craft today, also so dedicated to it, in a sense, is that he's constantly his rigor, his dedication, his discipline is something that is so inspiring for me. Satyanshu sir's curiosity also, his sense of compassion, his sense of how he's exploring a character and the world and the other characters. And then the technicians around, the other directors also. You've got Rohin sir, Ambika, Arkesh, who's also another writer on the series, and all of them, Somu sir, the DOP, and how he's capturing things and seeing things, and painting the frame. Mukund sir, who's the production designer, Shruti ma'am, who's the costume designer. They all kind of they enhance everything, and they present, they curate the world for the actor.
Right.
And the actor has to just enter that sliver of space.
Right.
And then just be present.
Because the half is done, you're halfway there now.
Yeah,
You can
so
feel
much is
it,
done.
right?
So much is done,
Yeah.
right? It's so immersive.
Yeah.
And that's the joy of working with such incredibly talented and dedicated artists, and technicians who all want to say something, who are all kind of active. Rahul Bhatt sir, who is, I
Amazing
mean, done such a
actor.
good job, he
Yeah.
says this. He's like, we're all writers.
Hmm.
He says everyone is trying to write. So even the DOP is writing. Everyone is, and I think what he means also by that, in my opinion, is that we all have something to say. We're all trying to express. We're just using a different tool. We're using a different medium. So the actor's tool is his body, his breath,
Hmm.
his thoughts, and try and being open enough to allow that, to allow yourself to be seen,
Right.
and to just kind of jump in the deep end also as an actor.
Which also like brings me to the my next question. Like I
Yes.
said, the diction and the lingo that you picked. That was where did it come from, Zahar? Like
So like one is, like I said, is that I watched so many of his interviews. I
yeah.
had incredible support. The two people, Vikas sir, who was the dialect head coach, as in through his company, but more day to day was Amitoj Grewal. Amitoj is a gem of a person. I had such a great time with him in pre-production, and he's also an actor, and he helped me
The diction.
with the diction. And we sat down together and we worked out the kind of diction that Sunil ji has himself. We worked out the influences. He gave me some great resources also to listen to, and we kind of just absorbed. And then I went through the script and I would read the script. I would read every character. I would read everyone, but in that dialect, to try and just आदत बनाने के लिए.
Thinking उनके
Yeah,
कैसे ये
yeah. So
करेंगे.
that became a real. So I'm so grateful that I had that time. And production was a little bit, hesitant. They were like कि अरे हर रोज बजट तो हमने इतना ही बनाया था इतने सेशंस के. मैं बोला नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैं हर रोज आऊंगा, मैं हर रोज बैठूंगा. ऐसा ये मेरे लिए प्रेप है.
ये तो you did your homework.
100%.
You were like मैं पूरा होमवर्क करूंगा
100%.
पूरा रिसर्च करूंगा.
100%. और सुनना और फिर बोलना दोनों चीजें जरूरी है मुझे लगता है कि so I would hear podcasts, interviews, YouTube पे जितना मतलब कान में भर दूं, because मैं यहाँ बॉम्बे में बैठा हूँ. दिल्ली का फ्लेवर कैसे ले आऊँ, मतलब मैं दिल्ली जा चुका हूँ कई बार, लेकिन वो फ्लेवर लाना कैसे, एंड देन उसका आदत बनाना, so then I started saying it in like I was just saying it like I was saying हाँ वही तो मेरा इंटरव्यू कराना है, तो इंटरव्यू, so it would happen normally. So instead of saying, but normally I would say interview.
Yeah.
So and then it becomes वही आदत, and then that's the fun though.
Because when that scene when you go for an interview, that is, I think that's, I've seen the comment section and people are like, this is like one of the most realist
I love it.
interview.
I love it. I'm so
scene.
happy to hear that.
I love that scene. And the way you were like, it's just your eyes, I saw the scene as well, the way it was shot, beautifully shot. And then,
And
your
all
eyes
on
did
me,
the
I was
talking,
so
like,
nervous, I was so
really?
because I saw the edit also, and Vikram sir, मतलब ज़्यादातर तो it's on me only. There's no counter cut.
Yeah.
सर यही है.
हाँ.
ना कोई background music,
Close up एकदम.
ना कोई हीरो की एंट्री स्लो मोशन में
Nothing.
बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक, कुछ नहीं, खाली सुनसान, बस बंदा आया बैठा है वहां पे और देख रहा है. तो बोला सर काफी भरोसा कर रहे हो आप मुझ पे.
Oh, वही nervous. But that helped, right? Because you were supposed to be nervous.
It did, and that was my audition scene actually.
Really?
It was the first, I mean, 2 audition scenes I had, but that was the first one. So it was very meta in that way. It was like an interview of an interview.
Yeah. Crazy.
But amazing. Yeah, it's I mean, such a pleasure.
And when I talk about the cast, like, you are Paramveer
Yes.
and then Anurag,
Darlings.
the camaraderie was,
Yes.
because Black Warrant is such a dark, it's such a thought-provoking series. But then you have this glimpse of like happiness, when you see their friendship.
I
And it's like
agree.
a typical, this one hot-headed guy, there's one like good boy,
Yeah,
calm,
yeah.
and then there's one who's like trying to
Balance
balance
and
it
being
out.
stoic and kind of reserved.
Yeah.
No, you're so right, because I think it was such a great mix. One is we all had such a great time on set. I think all of us managed to very quickly find that rhythm of हम यहाँ एक दूसरे के लिए हैं, खुद के लिए नहीं है, एक दूसरे के लिए हैं, एंड कहानी के लिए है. हम कहानी की सेवा कर रहे हैं. So we're here to serve this story, this process, an opportunity to be here and to participate in this journey. We have such a distinct, every character, like you said, is so distinct in their personality. And I think that enabled us to have a very unique energy on set. And our interactions with each other would also have that vibe. And Anurag, for example, is so unlike the character he plays.
Really?
Totally
It's not
opposite.
like that, yeah.
Totally opposite. He is the most gentle, kind, considerate person uh, he doesn't abuse. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't do anything. But he's so dedicated as an actor. He's so sensitive as a person. Param is so mischievous and fun on set,
It's
but
opposite of the
but
characters.
but also with just such a kind heart, so generous and a nice boy's boy, and we would just have so much fun. And I think that bonding really helped us. And Rahul sir, with all his experience, also comes to the table and is also so generous. He's so present with you in a scene. He has his own way and he has his own style, but he's generous. He's very there and he's like, आओ चलो कुछ करते हैं यार, कुछ scene कर रहे हैं, बनाते हैं इसको, गरम करते हैं. So he was always interested, and he's like, so he had that sense of suave,
Yeah.
that
It's
swag.
like a hype man for you
Yeah.
guys. Like, let's do it, guys.
Yeah. So, and it was so much fun to be with him.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.